In this video, we're going to talk about how JustCall integrates with Hubspot, how you can make calls, receive calls, send text messages, and receive them from HubSpot via JustCall. So in order to integrate your HubSpot account with JustCall, all you have to do is head over to the integration section on JustCall, find HubSpot in the list, and click on Integrate button next to it. Once you do that, you'll be redirected to HubSpot servers where you have to approve or consent to access your information on HubSpot. Once you grant JustCall access to your HubSpot account, you have connected your JustCall account with your HubSpot account. Once you have granted this consent, you are back on the JustCall page with a confirmation message that you have granted access to JustCall to access your HubSpot account. That's it. Now you have integrated your HubSpot account with your JustCall account. In order to make calls from your HubSpot account directly, you can install a Chrome extension. Having a Chrome extension allows you to receive calls on anywhere on the web. You can receive calls on any open tabs that you have on Chrome, as well as on the HubSpot dashboard. With our Chrome extension, you get the flexibility of having a click to call and text button next to every phone number that you find on HubSpot. Chrome extension is not the only prerequisite here to make calls. You can even install our Android and iOS apps on your respective phones to make calls, receive calls, as well as send and receive text messages. So let me show you how you can make calls and receive calls on HubSpot. When you search for a contact on HubSpot and when you click on the contact name, next to the phone number field or the mobile phone number field, you will find a click to call and text icon. When you click on the call icon on the HubSpot, it opens up our dialer right over the HubSpot screen. You have to just click the call button to start calling your contact right from HubSpot. While you're on the call, you can even take notes. Once you are taking notes, you can even assign call outcomes once you're done with the call. During the call, you can even mute this particular customer. You can even put this customer on hold. You can even access the numeric keypad to input key press, or you can even transfer or merge this call with one of your teammates, contacts, as well as any other person that you would like to merge this call with. Once you are done, you can just end this particular call. You can rate this conversation. Now, rating here basically means that you can rate this conversation on the basis of support, or if in case it was a good lead, you can rate it on a scale of 1 to 5, or if in case you were able to solve a particular issue of a customer, you can rate it accordingly. You can even select call outcomes after the call. These call outcomes allow you to assign a particular tag to a call. These call outcomes can be completely configured inside JustCall settings, and you don't have to use the ones which are visible here. These have been used as an example. Once you hit the save button here, the call gets automatically logged in the timeline. On the HubSpot timeline, you will find all your calls getting logged. Incoming calls, missed calls, voicemails, outbound calls, and inbound calls will be logged here in this case. Let's take an example of a call activity that has been logged on HubSpot. In this case, as you can see, you get all the relevant information about the call. You get to see the time duration of the call, the direction of the call, whether it was an outbound call, inbound call, voicemail, or a missed call. You get to see the JustCall number you used to make that call. You also have an access to the recording link of the call. When you click on this link, it opens up the call recording in a new tab where you can listen to the conversation, download it for later use, track notes, as well as all the relevant details here as well. You even get to see the notes and the disposition codes that you have left after the call. Not only that, you can even play the recording from right here on the HubSpot screen. In a similar way, you will find your incoming and outgoing text messages getting logged on HubSpot in the activity timeline. Both incoming and outgoing text messages appear in the activity timeline along with the calls that you have made via Hubspot. Let me show you an example of the same. Sending a text to a customer as easy as clicking on a text icon and then typing in your text message here and hit the send button. Once you do that, your text message will be sent to the particular customer and will be also logged as a note on the activity timeline that you have here on HubSpot. Whenever you send an outbound text message, you can also track the body of the text message. The inbound text messages are also available on the HubSpot timeline. Apart from this, we also provide a mini analytics on HubSpot which tells you about the total calls that you have made to this particular person. Out of them, the total number of outbound minutes and the total number of inbound minutes. So this gives you a fair overview of the total time that you have spent with this customer over calls. Receiving incoming calls on anywhere on the web is as easy as clicking on a pop-up that appears in the bottom right corner of the screen. When this pop-up appears, it also carries information of the contact that you have on HubSpot so that you get a fair idea of the call that you're about to take, and you can even see which particular customer from HubSpot is calling you. As you can see here, the incoming call carries the name of the contact who is already on HubSpot. It also shows you that it is coming from one of your HubSpot contacts. When you take this call, you also have an option to leave notes. And again, the basic options like putting this customer on mute, putting this customer on hold, enter the numeric key press, and you can even transfer these calls or merge them with your teammates. Once you have integrated your JustCall account with HubSpot, we sync all your contacts as well as your companies to JustCall. This way, you always have an option to use our mobile apps for Android and iOS to make calls or send text messages. So this was all about how we integrate with HubSpot, how you can make and receive calls, and even send and receive text messages right from HubSpot, and keep a track of every conversation that is happening with your customers right on the activity timeline on HubSpot. If in case you have any queries, you can always reach out to us on help@justcall.io.